Alright, welcome back to Season 3 of our show, and it's flank steak. We're pan frying them up. We're going to show you how to get these seasoned up and pan fried up. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. Alright, so today it's flank steak, which this happens to be one of my favorite pieces of meat in the world. So this steak is very, very tender. The nice part about this steak, there's no cleanup. I mean, there's no fat on here. Usually when you buy these, they come rolled up like this. So if you don't recognize the steak, they usually come like this in the package. I got these from Sam's Club, and they're rolled up in the package like that. Now when they roll them up, it's going to take the oxygen away from some of the parts of the meat. So when it's rolled up, if you unroll it, it's going to be brown. That's a good sign. That means it's not dyed. And it's just a very, very good piece of meat to eat. You can see all the grain running this way, so it's going to be sliced that way. And let's season this thing up. So right here we got some salt. We got pepper. I got a basic rub here. It's got some onion powder, garlic powder, oregano. This one's got a little cayenne pepper in here. There's no black pepper, but I'm going to use the black pepper on here. I'm going to use some black pepper in here. Just season them up, make them your way. Now usually I put these on the grill and I go salt and pepper. That's if I'm cooking over fire. Today I'm using a frying pan, so we're going to season these guys up because I love seasoned steaks when they're fried. So I got some kosher salt. A little decent amount of the salt there. Not too much. And that's that for that side. I'm going to flip them over and do the same thing. Now most people don't pan fry their steaks anymore. And this is the steak that you really don't run into that often because people don't know how to cook it. They don't even know what it is. So for you guys out there that never cooked a flank before, please give it a shot. And I think you're going to be very surprised that you didn't do it a long time ago. Alright, black pepper. Keeping it real simple here. And this one needs just a little bit more of that rub. Now this rub has no salt in it. Again, for those of you guys that watch my videos, you definitely know I'm against rubs with salt. And then I tell you to make your own. They're easy enough. You can control your own salt. Because you're just putting salt on top of salt. And most rubs that are out here, 50% salt. So keep that in mind. Even hot sauce. 80% salt. Most of your hot sauces out here, if you look at the sodium levels on there, it's outrageous. So we're just gonna give that a nice little rub. Now we're oiling the meat so you get a nice bond in the pan. So this way it sticks. Or just rub two on top of each other. You don't need much. I'm just going to rub them together, just like that, and use what's on my pan. And that's it. Alright, onto the pan we go, so stick around, don't go anywhere. Alright, let's get these steaks on. So we got a nice big cast iron skillet here, it's a big pan. Got some lard in here, it's about a handful, that's what you're going to need. We got our steaks over here, so let's get this stove lit. I'm lighting up 2 burners today. I'm going to go about medium heat with this one. And I'm going to get this guy going. About medium heat with that as well. On with our cast iron we go. And we're going to wait for that to heat up. Once that heats up, and with our steaks we go. But we want this really hot. Now the nice part about cooking outdoors like this is that you can get that steak nice and hot. The blower in my house is not strong enough to deal with 2 steaks. It'll take 1, but the smoke that comes from this pan fried, this is why it's always good to pan fry this outside with a grill If you guys have a griddle, comes in handy too. But even a griddle's not going to get as hot as what you're about to see today. Alright, we're going to melt this down and we'll meet you right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. Alright, our oil's hot. It's time to drop these guys in. Get that one off to the side. Kind of tuck it a little bit. This way I have room for the next one. And here we go. On the thin ends, we're going to tuck them just a little bit. A little seasoning in there. That easy. Make sure it's down in there. They're going to shrink a little bit too, and it's going to give you some more room to work with. So don't worry about it. If you got a little bit overcrowded pan, that's why I like this big old cast iron. It does a great job. So we're going to go for about 3.5 minutes on each side and flip them over. See where we're at from there. Just judge them out. And we'll meet you guys right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. Okay, time to flip these. Now this steak is a bit thicker on this end, so I put the heat up a little bit higher on that end. This is why I'm using dual burners, so I could do that. So let's flip this over. And I'm going to flip it again. In just a little bit. That's what you're looking for. We're going to flip these twice again. We're going to go back over on the other side and then back over again. So this way we got a nice even char. And then we'll meet you right back here. Don't go anywhere. Alright, time to flip these again. Look at that. Bring this on this side, bring it over. See how much shrinkage happened here? So now I can actually turn them this way. Look at that. So I'm going to leave them on this side a couple of more minutes. Now these steaks are very resilient. You can get away with a lot with these steaks. They take a lot of heat, and you need a lot of heat to really get the best flavor out of them. So you want to cook them with a lot of heat. You'll see they shrink up like that. And it's just a beautiful steak. And we'll meet you right back here when it's time to flip these. Don't go anywhere. Alright, and she's smelling like a steakhouse out here. Let's flip this guy again. Look at that. That's what you want. That's why you want to cook these outdoors. Look at that. Alright, 2 minutes on this side, and that's the last flip we're doing, and we're pulling them. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Alright, time to pull these guys. Let's turn these off and get them onto our tray. Beautiful. Alright, we're going to bring these inside and onto the chopping block we go. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Alright, it's steak and potatoes, so we're showing you potatoes with jalapeno and dill. Let's show you how to get it done. So right here we have our jalapeno, we got our dill, we got our red onion. And the first thing we're going to do is just chop this up. So I got these jalapenos already cleaned, and we're just going to give them a couple of rough chops here. Now you can chop yours up any way you like. I'm just doing them this way. way you can find some nice pieces in there. So I get these nice and chopped up. Very fast, simple recipe. Just like that, it's over. So off to the side these guys go. Maybe a little chop there and there. And now for our dill. Now I took this dill off the stem. So what I'll do is just give it a little chop. You want this fine, because you don't want this to have big pieces inside the potato. So we're going to make this real fine. These are your 3 ingredients in here that are your main ingredients. The jalapeno, the dill, and the onion's going to be in the background. Alright, that's how you want to chop that. And now here's your onion. And I think I'm going to use the whole thing. Why not? Let's get this off to the side. Now I look to see if I want the pieces to be finer. And I think I want a little bit more finer, so I'm going to go like that. At the same time, I can just judge it out. I got about 7 potatoes in there, so I don't want to go overboard on the onion. I just want a hint in the background. So I think I want some more onion. And I think that's going to do. So I don't think I'm going to use the rest of this onion. That's about it right there. I don't want to overpower this dish, so I'm going to put this off to the side. And just keep the onion that I have. Now I want a good bite in there, so I don't want to go down anymore with these guys. And that's it. Now our pressure cooker, we're going 20 minutes on these potatoes. They're peeled, they're clean. I use the pressure cooker because it saves time, and the flavor that you get out of these are just incredible. Now back in the days, if you guys remember, they had pressure cookers, they still make them, I still have one, that you put on the stove and you have to adjust the heat yourself. These do it all for you. So I mean, they just take the guesswork out of them. And the pressure regulator would rock back and forth. And if you bought a cheap pressure cooker, they would explode on you. And you had cheap pressure cookers that came from various different countries, and you never even knew what they were. And they would build up their pressure. They would do great over a couple of times, and then they would just blow up. And my mom had one blow up on her. And we made oxtails that day, and the pressure cooker blew up, and they all stuck to the ceiling, and I never forgot that. So I always make sure I buy a pressure cooker with a bunch of locks on it. And one of the big professional ones that I have has like 6 locks on it. Thing's probably like 25 years old. And that's the only way I use them. And even then, when the pressure's going, I'll still stay away from it until it naturally releases, and I'll hit the button, release the steam, and walk away. Just be safe about it. We'll meet you onto the stove. Don't go anywhere. All right, those beautiful steaks are resting. Our potatoes are out of the pressure cooker. Let's show you how to get this finished off. So I put a piece of plastic over the top of this. I let them sit. I want these to cool down. And there's a reason why I want them to cool down, because we're going to plate this in a little bit different of a style here. So we're going to salt them. So if you think about a baked potato, the salt goes on top, right? We're going to give a good, generous amount to the top of these. I got butter in here. It melted down. That's why I put that lid on there. You can see it in the butter there. So that's what you want. Now we're going to pepper them. So salt and pepper. Just one side. Good amount of the pepper. And now we're going to take them out of this bowl for plating. So let's just slide this cutting board right in here. I'm going to slide my plate right next to me. And this is how we're going to get this done. So we're going to take potato number 1 here. Get them on here. Slide this to the side. Now, we're just going to go gently right down the middle. You can see how easy these open up. We're going to go like this. Place it onto the plate, like that. I'll show you how to get them all done. If you break one, it doesn't matter. You can put it back together on here. Just presentation. And it makes it super easy to serve too. But let them cool down because right now they're still hot. I got some pretty resilient hands to heat, so these are only about 10 minutes out of the cooker. Let's put those down. Just gotta slide those back like this because we have more potatoes. And then we're gonna do another row. I promise you, you put these out for your friends and your guests, and when they see this, they'll be very impressed. Let's get that one in there. Ooh, that's hot. Feels like they're getting hotter as I go down the line with them. All right. 2 more will do nicely. There you go. You can also swap them out for the smaller versus bigger, but for just now, we're just going to plate up with those. I got a couple of pieces broken here, so I'm just going to put those on the plate as well too, because again, in my house, nothing goes to waste. So we'll just make up for that little smaller one there. Okay, now that we got that on, let's just put this on top of the cutting board. So this way we can show you how to get the rest of this done. Just wipe this cutting board on the top of the cutting board. All right. Now we're going in with fresh thyme. Dry thyme. But it's fresh because I let it dry out. So it's fresh, dry thyme. This is not store-bought. I do have an herb garden. And one day we're going to show you that when we get around to it. We've been so busy lately, as you guys know, with the outside barbecue shack there. Alright, so we got those. We're going in with a bit of greenery. We're going to go in with the dill. A little bit more dill. Some jalapenos. Onions, purple onion. We're just going to keep going with that. A combination of all those nice spices in there. Let's go with some more onion. That looks beautiful, doesn't it? Alright, now we got this nice leftover butter here, so we're going to go in with that butter. Got a couple of potatoes in there too, so let them go in there. Now that we got all that nice butter in there, we got one more step for you guys. We're going in with a little feta cheese. This is why you want this to cool down too as well. So let's just go in there with that nice feta. Just like that. I mean, how nice does that look? I promise you, you put this out, you're gonna make the crowd go wild. All right. We're gonna get organized. We're gonna meet you guys right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, here we are, pan-fried steak, season 3. Let's show you what we got. Look at those flanks. Now we let this rest about 10 minutes, that's all. Total cook time for this was about 13, 14 minutes. Like I said, they can take some heat, these guys. So we're just gonna get one over onto the cutting board and show you this. Now this is the way you want to slice this. From the side, here's the grain, so you just want to go right against it. Look at that. Now, I like that nice crust in there, and you can hear it. It's a nice crust on the bottom, and it's a beautiful medium. Let's get a little pit master taste going on there. Watch this, just pulls right apart. That is outstanding. The crust on there. You guys make this, you'll be very impressed. Time to plate up. I'll show you what this looks like on a plate. And you can see that cast iron pan made it even through and through. It's a pretty even steak. So the ends and the middle of the steak, that's why I love the steak. Because it's inexpensive, $8.99 a pound, and just look at that. I mean, that's nice and black and delicious. All right, let's get this off to the side. And let's bring our plate in. I'm just going to take this meat off. Put it over here. Just clean our cutting board up. If you never made this flank steak before, I tell you, make it, please. You don't know what you're missing out on. All right, let's bring in a plate and let's get our steak on. So we're gonna plate these just like that. This is some beautiful eating. I tell you, I would take this steak over filet mignon. I would take this steak over a porterhouse, because once you start eating it, you just don't stop. And those nice charred pieces like this, beautiful. Just gonna put those there. And one more piece off to the side there. Okay, so now we made some beautiful potatoes, as you saw, to go along with this. So we're gonna plate those up on there. Can't go wrong with this guy either. Now you see how easy they pick up. So you can just get these right onto the plate. Nice and easy. And you pretty much have a good feel of how many potatoes everyone's getting. And you got some leftover pieces, you can just put those on the plate as well, like that, and just serve just like that. Now, in one of our other videos, we're going to leave a link in the description to our olive bread. We made some pan-fried, actually we made an olive bread in the oven. This one wasn't pan-fried. And that was our olive bread. I'm going to put a piece of that right onto the plate right there too. Put it right over there. And then my favorite, a couple of pepperoncinis on the side there. I am a pepperoncini addict. I love these guys. I'm just going to put 3 of them on there. And that's it. That's our plate. Beautiful. All right, we're going to clean up and we're going to get right back to you here. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, there it is, a beautiful pan-fried flank steak. Pan-fried in lard, as we always do it. Served with a beautiful potato with jalapeno and dill, and pepperoncinis on the side, and a beautiful olive bread. And we're going to leave the link in the description to that olive bread, so if you didn't catch that olive bread, you can see that being made. 45-minute bread. Can't go wrong, no yeast. No need. And if you like this video and more videos about to come, don't forget to hit that like, hit that bell, this way you get those notifications first. Until the next time. Gotta get that little Pitmaster taste there.